this is my invitation to you. To take time to listen to your own soul, to touch the incredible power and beauty and love of your own essence, to allow yourself to sing. Come and see what God has done. Look at this amazing gift of love that this life is. Let me light up the world with the joy of my true essence, because this is what I know. Each and every one of you is a shining light, a beacon of hope and love and joy and peace for the world. And your choice to allow the full expression of that joy touches us all and heals the world. Thank you, Emma, for that beautiful song. A big thank you for our very talented music team. Right? We are so blessed. We are so blessed. I hadn't heard that song before, and I started working with it this week, and it's about the birth of Jesus and what Mary might have experienced. But I can tell you, this mother, when she first looked into the eyes of each one of her children, felt much the same way. Look at what God has done. Look at the amazing gift of love that has been placed into my life. The light that they shone opened me up and touched me in ways that I had never experienced before. And there was this quiet sense of wonder, this deep sense of love, and this gentle joy that rose up in me. And I kind of think that most parents feel much the same way when they first look at their children, right? You can't even put into words what that experience is. But I also see that in the eyes of others. When a baby kind of comes into the room, something changes. There was even a time several weeks ago where Tim Wright came up to me after service, and he apologized for missing my sermon, and then with this very tender look in his eyes, he said, I went back to pray with the children, and I got to hold babies. That is a sense of joy, this very open-hearted sense of joy that kind of reverberates in our heart, right? And those children begin to express joy as they grow, right? And that joy is not necessarily so quiet. This is my favorite picture for joy. This is my son at about 2. And it was irrepressible joy. It was out-of-the-box joy. He just exuded this sense of zeal and enthusiasm for everything he did. And it was wonderful and exciting and contagious and sometimes exhausting. But I have to say, look at this. How many of you have thought about how fun it would be to stomp on a wobbly sewer cover? Right? But this is pure joy. This was who he was. And it was just kind of the way he showed up. My daughter, it was a little bit different, but there was that same sense of wonder and joy and enthusiasm. And I think we have so much to learn from the little ones about joy, because they get it. Last week we talked about Wordsworth's poem and where he said, we come trailing clouds of glory from God who is our home. And I believe that's the joy that shows up in young children. It kind of bubbles up from within them because they know who they really are. They're really connected with God, with Spirit, and it just kind of flows out from them. Now that same essence, that same sense of joy resides in each of us, but it tends to be a little more contained, right? Maybe even a little suppressed. You know, it's very interesting that Brené Brown says that joy is the most vulnerable feeling we experience. Joy is the most vulnerable human emotion. Now, you wouldn't think that automatically, right? I mean, joy is something we all want more of, right? We want to have it bounce out of us, right? But that sense of joy that a young child has is so uninhibited. It is so vulnerable. It is so present in the now moment. And you know, if I'm honest, you know, I think of myself as a pretty joyous person. I don't spend a lot of time kind of moping about, but that uninhibited joy, that joy that says, I don't care what you think, I'm going to just let it all hang out, that tends not to show up in every human interaction. That tends to show up with those people that I know will love me no matter what, right? But Jovan, at 2, there was none of that. He was so connected. And this sense of vulnerability and its connection with joy and its connection with spirit and surrendering to the now moment is so much a part of all faith traditions. If we go to the Buddhist tradition, they talk about nirvana, which is often translated as bliss. And nirvana is reached by letting go, by surrender, by detachment, of letting go of our grasping after things or trying to avoid the things we don't want and being right here, right now in the present moment. And when we do that, we experience nirvana. The poet Rumi talks about joy arising through the experience of sacred union with the divine that is an experience of deep, deep, deep surrender to the dance of the cosmos. And Jesus in the Gospel of John talks about, he says, my joy will be in you, and your joy will be complete. And how is that achieved? If you read the words around that scripture, it's by following his teachings, it's by following his example. It is through the spiritual practice of opening up to the light and love of God that we are and that is all around us. It is a sense of surrender to something bigger than ourselves. And this isn't always easy, but it is profoundly transformative. And I think sometimes as adults, we kind of make it a little too complicated. You know, joy isn't about some big success. Joy arises, it bubbles up from within us when we take time to experience the simple things fully and completely. The blossoming of a flower, the fragrance of the grass after it's been mowed, the smile on someone's face. And this time of year in other parts of the world, the incredible beauty of new fallen snow. And then my son, he would have run out and jumped in it, right? These are the simple pleasures that connect us deeply with our true essence and that allow us to experience the joy that we are, the joy that resides in each and every one of us. Rumi says, when you do things from your soul, you feel a river moving in you. You feel a river of joy moving in you when you're connected with your soul and acting from that place. Once again, the children teach us. Because a child doesn't try and hang on to the joy. Hannah's little ones, right? They just kind of give it away. They share the love and the joy in their hearts, and they awaken us all to something beautiful and powerful and meaningful. They awaken us to our own true essence, if we just let them. So as we move into this sacred experience of Christmas, this is my invitation to you. To take time to listen to your own soul, to touch the incredible power and beauty and love of your own essence, and to allow yourself to sing. Come and see what God has done. Look at this amazing gift of love that this life is. Let me light up the world with the joy of my true essence. Because this is what I know. Each and every one of you is a shining light, a beacon of hope and love and joy and peace for the world. And your choice to allow the full expression of that joy touches us all and heals the world. God bless you and Merry Christmas.
So there are a number of ways for you to give, and they are showing up here on the screen. And whether you are giving through our app, mailing a check, text to give, in person or online, we are grateful for your generosity and know that it will return to you tenfold. We speak our offering affirmation together. Divine love, through me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I circulate, and I am grateful.